I actually was able to start my student teaching in Avon in 2015, fall 2015. Before that, I was in college playing football still. I was in my third year. I actually tore my ACL in camp. At that point, I was just kind of like I could either go student teach at the beginning of my fourth year and graduate college early, or I can continue to play. And I actually, was wanting to come home and do student teaching around the area because I'm from Lorain. And I remember something specifically Coach Elder had said to me after a game when we played them my senior year of high school. So I emailed him. I figured it was a long shot and told him I was interested in student teaching in the area, but I also wanted to get into coaching, and I knew this was a successful program and a good spot for me to learn as a young coach and educator. So long story short, he got me in with Mike Ryan to student teach, another good person to follow footsteps. He taught me a lot as well. After that, I graduated. I obviously was coaching here, but I got hired at North Ridgeville for a year for my first year teaching. And then after that, Mike Ryan ended up getting the principal job. So I ended up coming over from North Ridgeville to Avon. This is my 7th year coaching, 6th year teaching, being in Avon. So.
Did you say Elder recruited you to coach when you were a player at Lorain?
In a way, I don't think that was his intent, but after it was a really close game. It was the year they went to the state championship. I think he grabbed me after the game and, really pumped me up and told me, some things about, the preparation that week for me, and it just really made me feel good as at that time, a kid still. So that always stayed with me, and I always followed them throughout college, watched their games and stuff like that. And I, figured, hey, why not send this guy an email? It's a good spot to be to learn. Obviously, he's very successful. So, again, when he talked to me after that game, I never forgot it. I just, spur of the moment, one day emailed him, and it all worked out. I'm very blessed that things worked out that way. So,
what does that say about the relationship that you have with him, that he saw something in you at that young age?
It's crazy, like some of the things that he says even today, like there could be just one-liners that you really think about what he says and how it can stick with you. Again, going back to what he said to me when I was an 18-year-old senior in high school, it stuck with me for 4 years after that. And here I am now. He talked to me for a minute after that game, and now I'm here and get to learn from him every single day. Every moment being around him is a learning moment. Every time he talks to the kids, you learn something from him every single day, and it's almost baffling sometimes the way he says things, his reasons behind the way he goes about his work. It's really just motivating to be around him.
What's it like to be part of this program with this community support?
Oh, the community support, and I know Coach Elder says it all the time, and everybody's probably heard it, but great kids from great families, and again, that's another one of the things he says that sticks with you, and it's the honest truth. He doesn't just say that. Just being able to coach these kids and also have full parent support and feeling like they're your family too, because we do spend a lot of time away from our families, and it makes it better that this has a family feel when we come here with the kids, the parents, the coaches, everybody around the program. It's truly special to be around.
What's it like being on the sideline on a Friday night?
Oh boy, it's intense. I think even my first game back, because I had to miss the first game because I got married. Week 2 versus Medina, before the game I had to go to the bathroom. I was a little nervous, and just stand there in a minute, throw some water on my face. I felt like I was playing in the game. It's intense, but it's we really all work together. There can be intense moments, heated moments where we have to work things out, and it works out for the good. But it's truly special on Avon, on Friday nights in Avon, especially looking up in the stands and just seeing oh my gosh, you can't even move up there. Everybody's here, and it's truly a special time in the fall.
What about just the energy and everything that you get from the band, the cheerleaders, the fans, the student section, the players, on a Friday night? Do you feel like you want to suit up and go back in?
Oh, 100%. It gets me motivated. I wish I could rewind 6 years and have this support in Avon that they do right now, because we had some support in Lorain, but it was nothing, like this. It wasn't as special as this. When I played in high school, my favorite place to play was here, and that's being an away opponent at the time. Because of how special it was, the atmosphere. You play, it's like you're playing in a college game. There's so many people, the positive energy from the cheerleaders, the band. It's full support, all admin. It's just amazing. It really is.
And how nice is it they're a winning program?
Oh, it definitely helps. I say every year I can't believe how much I learned just in one season, even at being my 7th year, just being around the staff and these kids. Every day is a learning moment, and Avon truly provides that. So,
How much fun you having?
oh, so much fun. I enjoy waking up, coming here every day. It makes just my job overall as a teacher better too. Just, again, being able to teach these kids in the classroom as well, being able to make an impact on them in school and outside of the classroom. It's so much fun. I wake up every morning and don't think it's a job, really. I get to go impact kids and try to prepare them for academics and on the football field. There's nothing better than that.
I love Coach Bryant. Obviously, I love all of our coaches. I first met Coach Bryant when he walked in my office when I was assistant principal at the high school and talked about wanting to coach football. And at the time, he was teaching at a local high school next door and asked if he could come over. And I obviously remembered him from when we played them. I think the year was 2011. It was our state finals year. And he played for Lorraine. He was their quarterback. And I remember him in that game and always appreciated him as a player and his toughness in that game. We ended up beating them on a walk-off field goal, 24-21. It was a heck of a game at our place. So we talk about that a lot. I remind him of that game often. But the truth was, they had us on the ropes and we were able to pull it out, and that team that made it to the state finals got better every year. And so it's fun to rehash that with him sometimes, but he loves football. He's got a father who coached high school football for years. He grew up around it, and clearly he's a football junkie. I really appreciate him and what he brings to the team in terms of a positive energy. And then as a teacher in the classroom, as an intervention specialist, that was the job I did when I taught. I was a special ed teacher. He is a kid that's talked about by so many kids. He's a champion for kids, does a remarkable job of advocating for all of his students as well as his players, and he's just someone who's good for kids.
He mentioned that game when you beat him. And he said after the game, you walked up to him and talked to him. Do you remember that conversation?
I do. I remember it. I admired his effort, and you could tell the disappointment that was on his face. As a quarterback, people will always point to one or two plays of maybe you could have done differently, and I needed him to know that he played at a high level, and if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't even been in the position they were to win the game. So as a quarterback and a head coach, you're always going to blame yourself when things don't go well or you don't get the result you want. But I could tell at that moment he was disappointed, but I was really impressed with him.
He told me something along the lines of, you said, if you're ever interested in coaching or something, come see me.
I may or may not have said that. I can't recall back in the day. But, there's certain characteristics you look for in people who coach football with you. For us here, I want them to care as much as I care. I need them to love kids. They have to love kids. And I want people who are tough, people who can overcome adversity. When things aren't going well, they're going to be at their best. And so we're about to find out for the Avon Eagles if we can live up to that. Like, are we going to be at our best when we're faced with adversity? I know that Coach Bryant will be, because I watched him do it as a player. He went on and played college football, and now he's a tremendous teacher, and so it only makes sense that he's obviously a great coach as well.